Welcome to Circles of Mind. I'm glad you're here because today's conversation might change how you see yourself and how others see you. Truly intelligent men know a secret. It isn't about memorizing facts or having the wittiest comeback. Their real power lies in restraint, knowing when silence says more than words. Because sometimes what you don't say speaks volumes about your character. After years of studying both ancient Stoic wisdom and human behavior in everyday life, I've noticed one pattern. The wisest men avoid certain phrases, not because they're perfect, but because these words chip away at credibility and close doors to growth. Today, we'll explore 5 things intelligent men never say. 1. I already know that. This phrase seems harmless, but it signals a closed mind. Years ago, I interrupted a mentor mid-sentence with, "Yeah, I know that already." He didn't correct me. He simply gave me a look, calm but heavy. Later, I realized I had robbed myself of wisdom that only his experience could offer. Marcus Aurelius warned, "You cannot learn anything when you think you already know everything." The Stoics understood that ego is the greatest barrier to growth. Knowledge isn't a trophy you put on a shelf. It's a river, always moving. Every time you listen, even if you think you've heard it before, you gain perspective, humility, or a fresh nuance. Truly intelligent men remain students of life. They know listening costs nothing but pride, and the reward is wisdom. 2. That's impossible. Another phrase that reveals more about fear than facts is, "That's impossible." I once worked with a man named Robert who dismissed every new idea with those words. At first, it seemed practical, but soon, it became clear. He wasn't describing reality. He was exposing his own limits. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Most impossibilities exist only in our minds." Years later, I faced a project with no budget and an impossible deadline. Instead of declaring defeat, I asked, "What small step can I take today?" Step by step, we finished, because impossible was only unfamiliar. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Intelligent men refuse to surrender to fear. They know most impossible tasks are simply challenges waiting for persistence. 3. That's not my fault. When things go wrong, many men rush to say, "That's not my fault." But responsibility isn't about blame. It's about power. A friend of mine, Michael, lost a major client. He quickly explained why others were at fault. But in defending himself, he missed the only thing that could help him: the lesson. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By pushing blame away, we also push away the chance to grow. Owning even a small piece of responsibility shifts us from powerless to powerful. Intelligent men don't waste time defending their pride. They ask, "What can I do better next time?" That's how growth happens. 4. I don't need any help. One of the most dangerous lies is, "I don't need any help." We admire the lone wolf, but refusing help isn't strength. It's pride, and pride isolates. Even Abraham Lincoln, leading the US through Civil War, surrounded himself with advisors who disagreed with him. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, wrote pages of gratitude to his mentors and teachers in Meditations. If men of such power leaned on others, why shouldn't we? For years, I carried my burdens alone, believing that asking for help showed weakness. But eventually, I broke under the weight. When I finally reached out, I found not judgment, but relief and support. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is an island." Intelligent men know that strength is not in standing alone, but in having the humility to ask for help. 5. I'm too old for that. This phrase often hides resignation. I'm too old for that. But it quietly kills purpose. At 93, Harry Bernstein wrote his first book. At 96, it was published to acclaim, and he wrote 3 more after that. His story proves the Stoic truth. Age does not limit the soul. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on mortality, not to despair, but to remind himself that until death, life remains. I've seen men in their 60s start businesses, mentor leaders, and learn new skills. Age didn't stop them. Mindset did. Saying, "I'm too old," shuts doors. Asking, "What can I do now?" opens them. Life doesn't end until it ends. Intelligent men keep growing until their last breath. If you've caught yourself saying one of these phrases, you're not alone. I've said them too. But intelligence isn't about never making mistakes. It's about recognizing them and choosing differently. Words shape us. They can shrink us or expand us, close doors or open them. Intelligent men avoid these 5 phrases not out of perfection, but because they understand the cost.